Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a speed build for the Occult Legacy Challenge Generation 2. I am finally back again with a video. I feel like it's been days or maybe 1 or 2 weeks since I've uploaded my last video, and reasons being, everyone, is because I've just been stuck trying to build Astrid's new house. So if you haven't watched my Occult Legacy Challenge, please do, especially if you're trying to look for a legacy challenge or a let's play, I guess, to watch on YouTube. And I'm currently in my Generation 2 and I have started it, but at the time that I started Generation 2, Astrid was still a teenager, and during the last episode, and I think it's episode 6, she officially aged up into a young adult. So I thought, okay, the next set of 3 episodes, which I always do in my channel, she would be finally in her new home. And for Generation 2, she is actually supposed to be living in Oasis Springs, because Oasis Springs is kind of slightly similar to the environment of Strangerville. So I have, of course, officially started building her new house, and everyone, I am just a very slow builder, and I am just in awe at the Sims YouTubers that I would watch, obviously on YouTube, and just their creation and their imagination whenever they would build something in The Sims. And for me, it's just, I don't know, building, I love building. I don't know whether, maybe if you're new to the channel or it's been a while since I've said this anyway, building was the first thing that I ever did in The Sims, and then it kind of obviously progressed to Let's Plays. But I don't know if it's because I don't build regularly, so that whenever I would actually build something in The Sims, it would take me such a long time, and I would have to kind of like obviously look for inspiration on Pinterest. And this particular inspiration, I think I actually found a floor plan. I forgot the site of where I found the floor plan, and I actually really liked it. So obviously you could see me trying to figure out the exterior of this house, and it is actually kind of like an L-shaped as well, which I found really interesting. And because I don't think I've ever done kind of like an L-shaped house before, and to be honest, everyone, every time I would get into build mode to continue building this house, I'm just kind of like, ooh, I don't know if it's gonna look good, especially because I haven't obviously done any landscaping, and I usually try and do the landscaping towards the end of my build. But I just really liked the floor plan of this, and the original, I guess the original floor plan, I mean, they had this thing called cabana. I'm hoping that is the actual right term, because I don't have it in my screen and I need to look it up in my history. But they had this cabana, and my original plan was, okay, like I could use this particular kind of like section that is kind of separated from the main house, and I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna give this to Tabitha. So Tabitha was the founder of my Occult Legacy Challenge, so Generation 1. And I thought, okay, I think I'm gonna dedicate this little detached room for her, because in the game she is already an elder, and I thought, okay, I'll give her like her own little mini kitchen, living room, toilet, bathroom, all of that good stuff. But then I thought, no, you know what, I actually do want to keep her in the main house. And because Astrid is going to be an astronaut one day, she is going to be wanting to build a rocket ship, she is really into building like the servos and doing some woodworking and handiness skills, I thought, okay, no, actually this detached room, like semi-detached room, would actually be really good for her to use as kind of like a workshop. So that's what I ended up doing. And then, as you can see, I'm finally starting to furnish the interiors. And again, everyone, I think it's just been a while since I've built like a full house. I know that my last speed build was an apartment, but it's been a while since I've built a house in The Sims. And Astrid's generation, her color theme is gray. So when I was kind of like trying to do the interiors, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like it's very, very like bland, just because I'm trying to keep with the actual color theme of this generation. So I do want gray, you know, in the house. But what I ended up doing was I ended up just putting pops of color here and there. I think I really needed that anyway, otherwise I think it will just look too gloomy, I think. But what I did is I kind of wanted to pay tribute to, of course, firstly, Tabitha's generation. So Tabitha's generation is the color orange. So you will see pops of orange colors here and there. And then I also wanted to pay tribute to the future Generation 3. And Generation 3 is all about my sim being a plant sim, and their color theme is green. So you will also see pops of green here and there. But otherwise, I think it's so bizarre in a good way, where obviously when you're starting to build something, you're just like, I don't know if this is gonna flow really well. I don't know if this is gonna be nice. But obviously, because you're really like only doing one thing at this moment. So for example, I'm only doing the kitchen, and I remember thinking like, oh no, like I don't know if it's gonna flow really well with the living room and the dining room. And I was just having kind of difficulty trying to figure out, okay, the clutter and the decorations. But then overall, towards the end, where I've obviously finished the build, I was very proud. I was very proud of my work. And of course, I was trying to keep in line with the whole kind of like Spanish Mediterranean look that Oasis Springs had. And I do remember I did end up deciding on moving Astrid and of course Tabitha to the secluded village in Oasis Springs. I just thought that would be, I think that's the kind of route that they're gonna go for, especially if they're moving. One, because Tabitha is a paranoid sim, but also second, her daughter, obviously Astrid, is half alien. So I think they would want to be in a village, like a guarded village as well. Now, this is the living room, everyone, and that feature wall is one of my favorites in this house. And I actually found inspiration from Pinterest, where it's kind of like, I think it was just white wall all around with a black and white tile, and then they've got all of the shelves, and obviously they decorated the shelves. And I thought that was such a great idea for Astrid's house, especially if her theme is gray. So I was able to use kind of this wall to my advantage, and this is where I really wanted a pop of color, and I really like how it turned out. And one of the things that I was kind of surprised at myself for doing is, to be honest, everyone, when I'm playing my Let's Plays, I'm not very good in kind of like remembering to, I will get my Sims to take a picture or take a selfie. I would forget in doing that. So then in my previous Let's Play, like there's really not a lot of like pictures of them in the walls, but I do remember like I ended up doing this for the Occult Legacy Challenge, and I ended up, when I moved Astrid and Tabitha into the lot, I actually took out all of the pictures, all of Astrid's collections as well, because I wanted to be able to put that somewhere in the house. And this feature wall was such a great way to kind of showcase her really, really good relationship with her mom. Although I don't remember when she kind of became a teen, I think they ended up having either a strict or a difficult relationship, like a family dynamic relationship. But I just really, really like how it turned out. I had ended up putting Astrid's birth certificate as well as her little, I think it's a handprint, her baby handprint, and then that little picture there of Sulani with the ocean. I'm pretty sure Tabitha got that when they went to Sulani for a vacation, and it was just the two of them. So that is one of my favorites in this house. There are a few things as well, obviously, that I really, really liked. And then of course, this is the dining room, and I don't know, everyone, like, I actually really, really liked it, although I have to admit I was kind of doubting the plan or the idea that I had in mind when I was building this house. And so the lot name of this is the 646 Skyward Palms, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep that name or kind of name it that would be obviously somewhat similar or somewhat in tune to the actual theme of Generation 2, which is Alien. But I might just keep it as 646 Skyward Palms. So as you can see, I've just got that gray gray wall, but you've got the pops of color here and there. And to be honest, everyone, I am super, super glad that I've officially finished this build and the editing process, because like I said, I am a slow builder. It took such a long time editing this video, and I really wish I was a faster builder, but unfortunately I'm not unless I plan to create a bit more, build more houses or apartments or community lots in The Sims. I really do miss building, to be fair, but I think I just take such a long time, and I was getting a little bit impatient, especially when I was editing this video, and I think it's just because I just really, really wanted to get back into game. I haven't played with any of my Sims because I was just trying to finish this build. And as soon as I finish this build, then obviously I can play with Astrid and Tabitha, and I can finally record episode 7, 8, and 9. But so in saying that, I haven't actually played with any of my Sims, and I am actually really, really missing them. And I just wanted to get back into game. Now, this little area here, everyone, I wanted to give them a kind of like a mini library area. And this wing, I'm gonna say wing actually, this wing, or I guess this side of the house, is towards Tabitha's room, and you'll see that very, very shortly. But I have been thinking of creating a save file, and I know I've tried a few times before, like when I first started playing The Sims on PS4, I ended up doing a save file for Semi Shuno and Salvadorada, and then I started, I forgot the name of the world, where it's kind of like set in LA. Oh my gosh, I actually just had a mind blank. I can't remember, but didn't end up finishing it. And then I started kind of like a rebuilding project, and I wanted to actually rebuild Evergreen Harbor, but I think just the fact that I was taking a long time in kind of building and getting inspiration, that I never got to finish Evergreen Harbor. And I do really want to get back into building, and I do want to create a save file, and I'm just trying to think of ways on how I could actually show that off to everyone, to YouTube, whether it's going to be a speed build or if it's going to be a kind of like, not a let's play, but kind of like similar to a let's play where I'm just kind of doing like part 1 or part 2, so then I will be releasing different parts for each particular build that I do, and it will just be me trying to talk at the same time as I'm building. Although I don't know if that's going to work out really well. I'm going to go back to that train of thought and go back to what I am currently furnishing, and this is Tabitha's bedroom, and another area that I really love. Now, Tabitha's room is there's a stark contrast between her room and the rest of the house, and it's just because it's so bright. Whenever I would see Tabitha's room, it just makes me feel very warm and fuzzy on the inside, and it looks so happy. And obviously I think it's got to do with the colors that I've chosen, but also because it is her theme. And I just really liked the setup of this, and if I'm not mistaken, Tabitha's bedroom is actually one of the largest. I think it's larger compared to Astrid's, but I think I'm gonna say that Astrid probably, offered this to her mom, like, hey mom, you can have this room. And I just love how she's got this fireplace going, and then she's got like a rocking chair just at the front there. And I've given her the cross-stitching supplies, and I've got her an easel as well to paint, because I think Tabitha, in her elderly years, I think she would be interested in trying new things. She's been a scientist for such a long time. She ended up obviously being the Strangerville hero, so there's a lot of action happening during her younger years, and I'd like to think that when she turned into an elder, I think she would like to focus into more relaxing activities. So that's why I ended up giving her the easel and the cross stitching. And of course I had to give her a desk, because I think that even though she has given up her blog, I think she would still be very interested in blogging all of the new mysteries or theories that she has, which I have to remember to make that apparent in my Let's Play. Now everyone, this is the future room for Generation 3 heir. Now, if you've watched my other Let's Plays, you've probably seen me, for example, furnish a room already for the future generation, just because I'm like, you know what, so then it's all ready. I kind of wanted to do something different for this particular Let's Play, and in my head I've kind of like put all of the the swatches of the color green, just to kind of show that maybe in the future Astrid will be like, which kind of green do I want for this room for my future baby? That's all. Now, I am currently furnishing Astrid's room. Again, another area that I really like. Now, everyone, this house and each bedroom, except for the future Generation 3, so Astrid and Tabitha's bedroom, they've got an ensuite. I actually didn't show you guys how I furnished the bathroom, but just because it's the same thing. But basically there's also a main family bathroom as well, which again I didn't end up showing in this speed build. But this is Astrid's room, and to be honest everyone, the layout for this for some reason took me a long time in trying to figure out what is the best layout for her. And obviously I ended up deciding on this particular layout, which I think worked really, really well. I've also kind of given her a mini veranda, balcony, not necessarily a balcony because there's no second floor, but I've given her like her little outdoor space, and I've put her telescope in there just so then she's got a space to, you know, moon gaze and stargaze. I've also remembered to keep all of her postcards and kind of show that off in her room, and then all of her little decorations like her My Sims figurine collection I've also showed off in her room as well. And I just really liked how it all came out together. Yes, there are traces of blue in there, but I just needed something that I guess would kind of suit gray well. I wanted some sort of pattern in her wall, like I just can't keep it just a straight gray, you know. So I really, really liked how it turned out. There's bits of dark bluish, black and white and gray all kind of mixed in together, and I just really like how it turned out. And you could definitely see and you could definitely differentiate between Tabitha and Astrid's room. Like Astrid is giving me kind of like dark academia vibes for some reason, and it's definitely slightly not gloomy, I wouldn't say gloomy, slightly has a darker atmosphere compared to Tabitha's room, which is very, very bright and cheerful. And I still really, really like this, you know. And remember, she does have an ensuite as well, which I didn't show, but one of my favorite to decorate, even though the layout took such a long time for me to figure out. And this is the little outdoor-ish area that I ended up making for her, because I just wanted her to have something. She may not have the largest room, but she's got this little area that she can stargaze and moongaze. Now everyone, this is the little semi-detached room that I was telling you about, and this is the area that I ended up choosing for Astrid's workshop. Now this particular room, it has the laundry facilities. The laundry room is there as well, and she's got her own little toilet, just because I think it's just convenient, you know, just to have a little toilet, especially if she's gonna spend a long time work in her workshop basically. But I've got her little woodworking table over there. I also got her the table that you need in order to be able to build the servos, and I wanted to kind of show off all of her collections, because during her teenage years she was collecting frogs and insects. So I wanted to show that off, and I just like how eclectic this workshop looks. And for me, I guess for storyline purposes, maybe it also kind of shows how Astrid is just a very, very curious sim. You know, she's curious about the sim world, but she's also curious about the sim world, which she obviously hasn't explored that yet, because we're not up to that story yet. But I just really like how it kind of worked well together. I love the little clutter that I ended up doing for her in this workshop. And don't know whether you could see just off the screen there, that is the rocket ship, and I did end up putting that in the backyard, which you will see me do very, very shortly. Now, going back to my train of thought in regards to building more in The Sims, yeah, I really don't know, everyone. A part of me really do like the speed build format, just because I feel like if I do kind of like a let's play type for my builds, I feel like I'm actually going to forget that I'm recording myself talking while building, because usually I don't do that. Like, I'll just build and I'll just build basically. And I think just the fact that I know I'm a slow builder, like, I don't know how I would go about it. But watching one of my favorite Sims YouTuber out there obviously is Devin Bumpkin. I just really love how all of his builds, one, they're so great, second, he's so entertaining, and kind of wish I was kind of like that, you know, so then I'll be able to have a similar format to that. But I don't, because one, I'm a slow builder, second, I feel like I'll probably forget to talk while building. Now, I am pretty sure I have officially finished furnishing the interior, so I wanted to give them an outdoor entertainment area. Now, if you've watched my Occult Let's Play, you would have noticed that they live in a trailer home. So this particular house is definitely way bigger than the trailer home that they used to have. There's more space both indoors and outdoors, and I'm hoping that the family would love this. But I had fun decorating this little outdoor entertainment area. I've given them a few skills, like the chess for logic skills, and I think I ended up putting the card game table / puzzle table as well, just so that there's gameplay outside in here besides the rocket ship building. But the landscaping is very, I'm gonna say minimal, and it's very simple, which I actually really like. And I think when I finished the landscaping, it just kind of brought everything together, and that's when I realized, like, okay, like, I didn't do a bad job of this build. But I am probably going to end my voiceover portion over here, everyone. Obviously, there's going to be the screenshots towards the end of the video, so please don't forget to check them out. I am hoping, or I'm pretty sure, that I've already put this lot in the library. That's the right name. Yeah, you could tell how I haven't built for such a long time. But gallery. I'm pretty sure I've put this build in the gallery. If I haven't, I'll double check it again, and then I will put it in the gallery. But I really hope that you have enjoyed this speed build, and keep a lookout for it when you see it in my next episode of the Occult Legacy Challenge, which I'm super excited to continuing to be playing. And yeah, you'll see the landscape portion, you'll see the screenshots. So I really hope that you have enjoyed this, everyone, and if you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all into the next one. See ya, bye!